Hello and welcome back to the Trainers of the World Tournament Season 2. I'm your host DeltaTDS. Today, for match number 25, we've got the Pokemon trainer Yancy going up against the Pokemon trainer Trevor. Trevor, gonna be honest, my least favorite of the X and Y friends. Can't really call them rivals. He's just forgettable. At least Tierno has a theme going with like dances and whatnot. And Pokemon trainer Yancy, she doesn't actually have a team, I don't think. She does trade Nate in Black 2 and White to a bunch of Pokemon, and that's what her team is. Also, I'm being told she just has a Spinda, so that's also on our team as well. Once these trainers are ready, we can see which trainer is going to take game number 1 and take the lead for match number 25. Yancy starting off with Gardevoir and Bastiodon. Trevor starting off with Florges and Charizard. Bastiodon revealed to have that balloon, as Gardevoir's got Symbiosis from the Trace. Also, at the time of recording this, Pokemon Champions literally just came out like 30 minutes ago. I mean, this is going to be like 15 matches after, but starting with match 11, we should have Pokemon Champions music. Charizard's going to Mega Evolve into Mega Charizard X. Bastiodon goes for Wide Guard. Flare Blitz takes out the Gardevoir. Moonblast does 16% to Bastiodon, popping the balloon. And Yancy's going to send out the Spiritomb now. Flare Blitz nearly takes out the Spiritomb. Moonblast finishes off the Spiritomb with a crit, as Rock Slide does take out the Charizard and does about 13% to Florges after leftovers. Trevor sends out the Caracosta, Yancy sends out the Snorlax. Caracosta going Terra Ghost, and going for the Shell Smash, restoring those drops with the White Herb. Florges giving Caracosta the leftovers thanks to Symbiosis. Bastiodon's Body Press not affecting the Caracosta. Gunk Shot missing the Florges. Snorlax going Terra Dark. Bastiodon going Wide Guard. Liquidation takes out the Bastiodon. Psychic doesn't work on the Snorlax. Darkest Lariat does over half the Caracosta. And Yancy's going to send out the Ursaluna now. It's currently 3v5. Ursaluna going for Protect against that Liquidation. Florges going for Pollen Puff into that Protect as well. Darkest Lariat takes out the Caracosta. Ursaluna getting burned from that Flame Orb. It's now 3v4. Trevor's used up both of his gimmicks. Meanwhile, I don't think Yancy has any more. Maybe she does. Surf gets rid of that Rhyperior as soon as it touches the field. It's a sad day for my boy. Headlong Rush takes out the Raichu. Moonblast does 37% to Ursaluna. And Trevor sends out the Togekiss. Yancy sends out the Snorlax. Florges goes for Protect. Ursaluna goes for Protect against that Aura Sphere. Gunk Shot nearly takes out the Togekiss with the Poison. Citrus Berry saves it just out of range from getting KO'd from that Poison. Aura Sphere doing 22% to Snorlax. Moonblast doing 36% to Snorlax. Facade takes out the Florges. Gunk Shot takes out the Togekiss. And suddenly, Yancy is in the lead with Trevor left with that Aerodactyl. Rock Slide misses the Ursaluna. Doesn't take out the Snorlax. Close Combat takes out the Aerodactyl. And what a comeback. Yancy takes game number 1 with both of her Pokemon in the red. From Trevor's side, we saw the Citrus Berry on the Togekiss. We saw all 4 moves from that Florges, as well as the Symbiosis giving the leftovers to Caracosta. We saw Mega Charizard X. We saw Life Orb Surf on the Raichu. We saw the White Herb on Caracosta, as well as the Terra Dark. On Yancy, we didn't see anything from that Gardevoir or Spiritomb or Rhyperior. You saw the Terra Dark on Snorlax, the Air Balloon on Bastiodon, and the Guts Flame Orb Facade on Ursaluna. Very close game between these two, but we are back on the field for game number 2. And once these trainers are ready, we can see if Yancy takes game number 2 or if Trevor brings us to a game number 3. Trevor starting off with Charizard and Florges once again. Yancy starting off with Wobbuffet and Spinda, both of her level 99 Pokemon due to their low base stat total. Charizard gonna go for Mega Y. Spinda goes for Protect against that Heat Wave. Pollen Puff doing 29%. Wobbuffet charms the Charizard? Wait, it learns Charm? Oh, I guess why not? Yeah. It caught me off guard. That Charm not gonna do a lot to Charizard Y. Heat Wave nearly takes out the Spinda. Pollen Puff does 11%, leaving Snorlax at 3/4 of health. Rock Slide nearly takes out the Charizard Y. Florges only taking 16.4% from that Rock Slide. Spinda goes for Protect. Heat Wave does 13% to Snorlax. Moonblast does 16%. Gunk Shot misses the Florges. These misses are unfortunate for Yancy. Heat Wave takes out the Spinda. Body Slam takes out the Charizard Y. And both trainers have lost their first Pokemon. Trevor sends out the Shiny Tyrantrum. Yancy sends out the Spiritomb. Moonblast does 63% to Spiritomb. Rock Slide misses the Spiritomb, doesn't take out the Snorlax. Gunk Shot does 89% to Florges. Spiritomb sets up a Trick Room. It's gonna let Snorlax probably get one more hit in. Florges goes for Protect. Snorlax with the Earthquake does 44% to Tyrantrum. Spiritomb burning the Tyrantrum. A crit still takes out the Spiritomb, and Snorlax also faints, leaving Yancy with 3 Pokemon remaining. Sending out the Ursaluna and the Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet's down to 37%. Florges tries to go for the double Protect but fails. Charm on the Tyrantrum cuts its attack in half. Facade takes out the Florges, and Trevor sends out the Sylveon. There's 2 turns of Trick Room left. Sylveon goes for Protect. Wobbuffet charming the Tyrantrum again. Facade hitting the Protect. Rock Slide not even doing 5%. Ursaluna going Terra Normal. Sylveon going Terra Fire. Facade takes out the Sylveon. Rock Slide not even doing anything to Yancy's team. Trevor sends out the Raichu. We saw this thing with Surf last time. Surf damaging everyone. Rock Slide only doing 3% to Yancy's Pokemon. Facade takes out the Raichu. Wobbuffet sets up the Destiny Bond, and Trevor sends out his last Pokemon, that Whimsicott. Suddenly Yancy is back in the lead, just like with last game. Dragonclaw with the critical hit takes out the Ursaluna. Tyrantrum faints from the burn. Yancy sends out the last Pokemon, Bastiodon. Heavy Slam does over 3/4 to Whimsicott. Moonblast doing 10% to Bastiodon, popping the Air Balloon. Heavy Slam takes out the Whimsicott, and Yancy, with 1 Pokemon remaining, takes game number 2, which means she is our winner for game number 3. No, game number 2, not 3. She's our winner for match number 25. Editor, make that work. And she will be going on to round 2, where she'll be facing off against the Blueberry Academy Elite 4 member, Crispin. Join us Monday, where we'll be seeing
the Dragon Slayer Georgia going up against the Dragon type Blueberry Academy Elite 4 member Drayton. It's going to be a fun match to watch. So thank you so much for watching, and until then, take care.